Right, let's start. This is the 8th lecture. The title for this unit, or for this lecture, sorry, Synonymy. We talk about also antonyms, hyponymy, homophones, homonyms, metonymy, and we talk about polysemy part 1 and what's so-called analogues, right? So let's start with this title, Lexical Relations. We read here, not only can words be treated as containers of meaning or as fulfilling roles in events, they can also have relationships with each other. In everyday talk, we often what? Explain the meanings of words in terms of their relationships. If we are asked the meaning of the word conceal, for example, we might simply say it's the same as hide, or give the meaning of shallow as the opposite of deep, or the meaning of daffodil as a kind of flower. In doing so, we are characterizing the meaning of each word not in terms of its component, not in terms of its component features, but in terms of its relationship to other words. This approach is used in the semantic description, right, of language, and treated as the analysis of lexical relations. The lexical relations we have just exemplified are synonymy, which conceal, the same as hide, or antonymy, the opposite, as in shallow, the opposite deep, and hyponymy, daffodil and flower, right? Daffodil and flower, right? We can say same meaning but different spelling. Different spelling. That's what we call hyponymy, which carry same meaning but different spelling, right? Now we start first part talking about synonymy. Right. Synonymy, which in other words means two words have the same meaning. Two words that have the same meaning. Right. Of course, with different spelling. Right. Two or more words with very closely related meanings are called synonyms. Right? So, two or sometimes more words with the same meaning, let's say, or similar meaning. They can often, though, not always be substituted for each other in a sentence. Not always we can use them in the same sentence, but sometimes they should be used in different sentences and sometimes in different situations. In the appropriate circumstances, we can say, for example, what was his answer? Or what was his reply? Reply and answer can be what? Synonyms. Two synonyms. As we say in Arabic, المرادفات. كلمة ومرادف لها بنفس المعنى. Which with much, the same meaning. Other common examples of synonyms are the pairs. That's what we call pairs. Like what? Almost and nearly. Big and large. Broad and wide. By and purchase. Cab and taxi. Car and automobile. Right, what else? Couch and sofa. Freedom and liberty. Right? These are all synonyms. They have the similar, let's say not same, but similar meaning. As in Arabic, مرادفات لبعض. As in taxi and cab. Now, we should keep in mind that the idea of sameness, it means the same meaning, of meaning used in discussing synonymy is not necessarily total sameness. It's not to be 100% the same, right? Not necessary. There are many occasions when one word is appropriate in a sentence. Sometimes in a sentence, one word is appropriate, is correct to be used, the other word is not appropriate, although it has the similar meaning. But its synonym would be odd. For example, whereas the word answer fits in the sentence, example, Sandy had only one answer correct on the test. Here, answer in a test. The word reply would sound odd, would sound strange if we say, for example, Sandy had only one reply correct on the test. We don't say reply here. Right? When we talk about test or exam, we say answer. We don't say reply. Because if we put reply, it's odd, strange. Right. Synonymous forms may also differ in terms of sometimes formal versus informal. Sometimes the reason is formal language and informal language. That limits the use of synonyms. Right. Formal versus informal uses, yeah. For example, the sentence, my father purchased a large automobile has virtually the same meaning as, for example, the same as my dad. Instead of father, we say dad. My dad bought a big car, and large we use here big, and automobile we use car, the same. With 4 synonymous, right, replacements, we change it father to dad, right? Purchased, we used here bought. Large, we used big. Automobile, we used car. Right, but the second version sounds much more casual or informal. But this one using dad, right, and using, let's say, what is it? We used big instead of large, right? And we used car instead of automobile. So the second version here sounds that it's informal, right? But this one with the use of father and the use of purchased, right, automobile, seems to be formal. This style of a sentence, formal. Even if it has the same meaning. Informal than the first one, right. Now here on this page we talk about another part or another topic, antinomy, right? 2 forms with opposite, right? So here we use 2 words with the opposite meaning. We call them antonyms, right? Right. Some common examples are the pairs, for example, antonyms or opposites, alive and dead. 2 words, they have the opposite meaning, so we call them, we can say opposites to each other, or they are antonyms. What else? Big and small, they are antonyms. Fast and slow, antonyms. Happy and sad, antonyms. Hot and cold, antonyms. long and short antonyms, male and female, what else, married and single, old and new, what else, rich and poor, what else, true and false. All these are antonyms to each other, which means opposite to each other. Right? Right. If we adjust this first. Yeah. Antonyms are usually divided into two main types. In two groups, we can divide them in two groups. Gradable and opposites. Right. Opposites along a scale. Right. And non-gradable. Here, gradable, two groups or two types. The first gradable and the second is non-gradable. If we say gradable, we mean opposite along a scale. It's opposite. And non-gradable, which means direct opposite, clear opposite. Let's start with gradable antonyms. Like what? Such as the pair big and small. Can be used in comparative constructions like I am bigger than you, and a pony is smaller than a horse. Right? Also, the negative of one member of a gradable pair doesn't necessarily imply the other. For example, the sentence, my car isn't old. It doesn't necessarily mean my car is new. It's not old, but can be quite new. Right, the other group, non-gradable antonyms, also called complementary pairs. Comparative constructions are not normally used here. We don't typically describe someone as deader or more dead. Deader or more dead. We can't use them here. The non-gradable, we can't use them in comparison. We can't. When someone is dead, he is dead or she is dead. We can't say this one is dead or the other person is more dead. No, we can't, than the other. Also, the negative of one member of a non-gradable pair does imply the other member. That is, for example, my grandparents aren't alive. Right? Does indeed mean my grandparents are dead. They are not alive, it means they are dead. Right? Other non-gradable antonyms in the earlier list are the pairs. Non-gradable, like what? Male, female, non-gradable. Married, single, non-gradable. True and false, non-gradable. Right? But big, small, gradable. Why gradable? We can have comparison between these two antonyms. Like what? For example, not very big, not very small, bigger, smaller. But true and false, we cannot say very true or very false, or between these two, between true and false, another one, or more true and more false. No, we can't. Married and single, we can say very married or very single, or between married and single there is another word, right? Or more married and more single, we can't. But here we can, we say bigger than, smaller than, right? That's what we call them here, this group, gradable, right? As we say in Arabic, المتدرجة, تدريجي. الكلمات أو الصفات هنا ممكن تنتقل للأخرى تدريجيا، بإمكانك التدرج. But here non-gradable, no we can't. Married. Single. If it is true, okay, it's true. False. We can't say we can move gradably here. لا يمكن القول هنا أن نتدرج بين الصفتين أو الكلمات. No, we can't. If it is true, it is true. If it is false, that means it is false. But here, big, we can say, if it is not big, maybe quite big. Small, if it is not very small, it can be quite small. Right? Or between them, medium size. Although they are synonyms, بالرغم أنهم متضادات. Antonyms means متضادات. Big and small are antonyms. Married and single are also antonyms. But these two and these two are not in the same group. These two, we call them gradable antonyms. But these two, non-gradable antonyms. Right, let's carry on. Although we can use the negative test to identify non-gradable antonyms in a language, we usually avoid describing one member of an antonymous right pair as the negative of the other. Right. For example, while undress can be treated as the opposite of dress. We can say undress is the opposite of dress, but it doesn't mean not to dress, right? It actually means do the reverse of a dress. Antonyms of this type are called the other type here between dress and undress. It means reversives, right? Reversives, right? Other common examples like what? Other examples: enter and exit, pack, unpack, right? Lengthen and also shorten, raise and lower, tie and untie, right? Now we move to another page with another topic. Here we talk about hyponymy. Hyponymy. What's hyponymy now? When the meaning of one word, form is included in the meaning of another, so the relationship is described as hyponymy. Examples are the pairs animal and dog. Animal and dog, they are hyponyms, right? What does it mean here? Hyponyms. It means one word is included in the other. Yeah, dog is included in animal. As we say, كلمة تدخل تحت مشتمل كلمة أخرى. Right? As we say, hyponymy المشتملات. Right? كلمة تشتمل داخل معنى أو داخل كلمة أخرى. When we say animal and dog, we say they are hyponyms. Why hyponyms? Because dog is included in the word animal. What else? Dog and poodle. Right? Poodle is included inside the word dog. Vegetable and carrot. Carrot is a kind of vegetables. Or we say here, dog is a kind of an animal. Right? So, when a word is a kind of the other or included in the other, they are hyponyms. Flower and rose. Rose is included in flower, or we say rose is a kind of flower. So they are hyponyms. Tree and banyan. Banyan is a kind of a tree or included in tree. What else? The concept of inclusion, it means included, involved in this relationship is the idea that if an object or a word is a rose, then it is necessarily a flower, right? If we say it is a dog, that means it's necessarily an animal, right? Right. Here, in the meaning of rose. All right, so the meaning of flower is included in the meaning of rose. Or rose is hyponym of a flower. Right, let's carry on. When we consider hyponymous connections, we are essentially looking at the meaning of words in some type of, right, hierarchical relationship. We can represent the relationships between a set of words such as animal, ant, asp, banyan, carrot, cockroach, right? Creature, dog, flower, horse, insect, living thing, pine, plant, poodle, rose, snake, tree, and vegetable as hierarchical diagram, right? Right. Now this is the diagram for hyponymy diagram. Under all these are under living thing. Living thing, we say creature and plant, right? As we say in Arabic, المخلوقات والنباتات. But these two types under living thing. When we say creature, for example, animal and insect. Animal, the hyponyms for animals, dog, horse, right, snake, all these, dog, horse, and snake, are hyponyms for animal. Now hyponyms for a dog. Poodle is a hyponym of a dog. What's the hyponym for snake? Snake. Asp. Asp is a hyponym of a snake. Now, insect. What's the hyponym of insect? Ant is a hyponym of insect. Cockroach is a hyponym of insect. Right. Right. Vegetable, flower, and tree. What's the hyponym for these three? Carrot is a hyponym for vegetable. Rose is a hyponym of flower. Banyan and pine are hyponyms for a tree. Right? We carry on with hyponymy. Looking at the diagram, we can say that horse, right, is a hyponym of an animal, or cockroach is a hyponym of insect. In these two examples, animal and insect are called the subordinate, which means higher level terms, right? So animal and insect are the subordinate, right? Here, animal and insect are the subordinate, right? Higher level. We can also say that two or more words that share the same subordinate term are co-hyponyms. So, dog and horse are co-hyponyms, and the subordinate term is animal. Right. Right. The relation of hyponymy captures the concept of is a kind of. When we say a kind of, that means we talk about hyponym. As when we give the meaning of a word by saying an asp is a kind of a snake, or in other words, asp is a hyponym of a snake. Sometimes the only thing we know about the meaning of a word is that it is a hyponym of another term. That is, we may know nothing more about the meaning of the word asp other than that is a kind of a snake. or that banyan is a kind of a tree. It's worth emphasizing that it is not only words for things that are hyponyms. What? Words such as punch, shoot, and stab, describing actions, can all be treated as co-hyponyms of the subordinate term injure. Right? Right. What else? Now we talk about another article, another article of this topic or this unit here. Prototypes. We talk about prototypes. While the words canary, right, cormorant, dove, duck, flamingo, parrot, pelican, and robin are all equally co-hyponyms of the subordinate bird. All these are hyponyms for a bird. When we say canary, it's a hyponym for the word bird, right? They are not all considered to be equally good examples of the category bird. Oh, not all of them exactly 100% the same, right, as a bird, right? For example, canary and flamingo, right? According to some researchers, the most characteristic instance of the category bird is robin, right here. Robin is 100% a category of a bird, right? The idea of the characteristic instance of a category is known as the prototype, right? The 100% characteristics or features of something, that's what we call prototype. It means here prototype نوع مطابق 100% زي ما نقول بالعربي. The concept of a prototype helps explain the meaning of certain words, like bird. Which one here? A prototype? Robin. 100% it's a bird. Right. Where is it? Sorry. Explain the meaning of certain words, like bird. Not in terms of component features. Example, has feathers, also has wings, right? But in terms of resemblance to the clearest example. Thus, even native speakers of English might wonder if ostrich or penguin should be hyponyms of bird, right? Technically, they are. They are hyponyms of a bird. Why this one penguin is a hyponym of a bird? Because penguin has two wings. Two wings, that means it can be a hyponym of a bird. Some other people, they consider it as an animal, sea animal, right? But have no trouble describing about sparrow or pigeon. Oh, pigeon is completely different to penguin, right? Because pigeon can fly, but this one cannot fly. But both of them have wings. These last two, sparrow and pigeon, right, are much closer to the prototype bird, yeah. So, pigeon and sparrow, they are prototype of a bird, right? It means 100% bird, right? Now, given the category label, for example, furniture, we are quick to recognize, for example, when we say furniture, a chair as a better example than bench or stool. Giving clothing, right? People recognize shirts quicker than shoes, right? And given vegetable, if we talk about vegetable, they accept like what? We say carrot. Carrot, right, is a prototype for vegetable before potato, right? Or tomato. It is clear that there is some general pattern to the categorization. Categorization, right? Process involved in prototypes, and that is determines our interpretation, right? Interpretation of word meaning, yes. However, this is one area where individual experience can lead to substantial variation in interpretation, and people may disagree over the categorization of a word like avocado or tomato as a fruit or vegetable. We can't. These two are different. These words seem to be treated as co-hyponyms of both fruit and vegetable, right? Avocado is a hyponym of a fruit. Tomato is a hyponym of a vegetable, right? In different contexts, right? Right. Let's move. Now we talk about homophone or homophones and homonyms, right? Homonyms and homophones, right? What's the difference between homophone and homonym? Now, when two or more different written form have the same pronunciation, when two words have same pronunciation, right? We pronounce them the same, but they are described are homophones. Or when two words have different spelling, but we pronounce them the same. Different spelling, we pronounce them the same, right? We call them homophones. Like red, the color, R-E-D, and red in the past of verb read, right? They are homophones. Different spelling and different meaning, right? Or same pronunciation. Different spelling, yes, same pronunciation. Red and red, right? Common examples are bear and bear, yeah. Different spelling, same pronunciation. Meat and meat, different spelling, same pronunciation, and usually different meaning, of course. Different spelling, but same pronunciation. Flower, flower. Right. Pale and pale. Right. Pale and pale, yes. Right, on the right. And right, you take a pen and write, yes. So and so, yeah. So and so. Different spelling, but same pronunciation. Two, yeah. All of these are homophones. Same pronunciation, different spelling, and of course different meaning, of course. We use the term homonyms. Now, these are what? Homophones. Now, homonym, when one form, written or spoken, has two or more unrelated meanings, as in these examples. Bank. When one word, yeah, one word used in different situations with different meaning. One word is used in different pronunciation, in different situation, right? And of course, different meaning. Right, bank for money, and bank the side of a river. Bank side of a river, bank where we go and get money. Financial institution. What else? bat اللي نقولوا عليه احنا الخفاش. flying creature. bat used in sports that we use to hit a ball اللي هو مضرب كرة التنس الأرضي مثلا bat. So same word used in different situations with different meaning. We call it, or we call these two words homonyms. So homophones هنا, if we try to look for meaning in Arabic, homophones يعني two words, same pronunciation, right, different spelling, ما أعتقدش نلقوا, right, ما أعتقدش, لكن homonyms كلمة بمختلف معنى, كلمة واحدة بمختلف معنى في كل موقف بمعنى. وهنا كلمتين نفس النطق, right, نفس النطق, طبعا اختلاف في الحروف أو spelling. bat and bat. bat for a flying creature like a bird, and bat that we use in sport. Right. mole on skin, mole small animal. pupil اللي احنا نقول التلميذ at school, pupil pupil in the eye, right, اللي هو جزء في العين, ممكن البؤبؤ العين, in the eye, right. What else? race, contest of speed, right, سباق نقوله. race ethnic group اللي هو نقوله عليه احنا العنصرية أو الجنس, right, جنس البني آدم. race race, same word but used in different situations, of course with different meaning. Right, the temptation is to think that the two types of right, sorry, the temptation is to think that the two types of bank must be related in meaning, right? They are not. They are not. Homonyms, right, are words that have separate histories and meaning. Separate meaning, totally different in meaning, but have accidentally come to have exactly the same form, same spelling, and same spelling and same pronunciation, but different meaning, right, in different situations, right? Right. Now we talk about another topic, polysemy. When we encounter two or more words with the same form and related meanings, right? Two or more words, same spelling, same form, and related meaning to each other, right? So same spelling and related meaning to each other. We have what is technically known as polysemy. Polysemy can be defined as one form, right, written or spoken, right, having multiple meanings that, right, that are all related by extension. Examples, the two words, right, the word, yes, are the word head, used to refer to the object on top of your body, اللي هو الرأس أعلى الجسد. And what else? Fourth, on top of a glass, yeah, أعلى الكأس, of beer, right? Person at the top of a company or department, also the person who is the top or the head of, let's say he is the head of the company, right? And many other things, right? So the word head, right? Right? It's the polysemy for all these, right? Head. We can use head as the top part of our body, and it is the person who is the head of a company, right? Or head, the top of a glass, right? Right. Other examples of polysemy are, what else? Other examples. Foot, right, of a person. Under the leg, what we have? We have the foot. 2 feet, for example. One is foot. It's the other, or the part after down my leg or down my knee. And also foot of a bed. Of a bed we say the foot. And the foot of a mountain. Yeah, all these are polysemy. Or another example, run. Person does. For example, he runs a company. Or the water does. The water is running down. And colors do. Right? Right. If we aren't sure whether different uses of a single word are examples of homonymy or polysemy, we can check in a dictionary. If the word has multiple meanings, in other words, it's polysymous. If the word has a lot of meanings, that means it's polysemy. Then there will be a single entry with a numbered list of the different meanings of that word, right? If 2 words are treated as homonyms, they will typically have 2 separate entries. In most dictionaries, bank and mail, mall and soul are clearly treated as homonyms, right? We treat them as what? Homonyms to each other. Whereas face, foot, get, head, and run are treated as what? Examples of polysemy, right? Of course, it is possible for 2 forms to be distinguished via homonymy, right? And for one of the forms also to have various uses via polysemy. The words, right, date, it means a thing we can eat. Sorry, that, right? That, a thing we can eat. And date, we say date, it means here a point in time, right? That and date are homonyms, right? Same spelling, right? With different pronunciation. However, the point in time kind of date is polysymous in terms of particular day and month on a letter that we use on a letter, and arranged meeting time. What else? An appointment, a social meeting with someone we like, and even a person. The word person, that person we like. So the question, how was your date? Aha, what do you mean by this? How was your date? Could have several different interpretations. Yeah, different meaning. This question, how was your date? Yes. Right? Right. Now we go to another topic. We discuss it here, which is called word play. These last three lexical relations are the basis of a lot of what we call word play. As we say, لعبة الكلمات أو التلاعب بالألفاظ. Right? Usually for a humorous effect in the nursery rhyme. For example, Mary had a little lamb. Right? We think of a small animal, of course, when we say Mary had a little lamb, small sheep, small animal. But in the comic version, right, Mary had a little lamb, some rice and vegetables. We think of a small amount of meat. When we say here, separated, Mary had a little lamb, we think she has small sheep. But when we say Mary had a little lamb and some rice and vegetables, for example, on the table. Here, lamb here in this situation or in this sentence, it means some meat, right? Small amount of meat. The meat of the small sheep, okay? Because lamb can has two meanings. Small sheep and also the meat itself. Right? The polysemy of lamb also the polysemy of lamb the polysemy of lamb allows the two interpretations, right? We make sense of the riddle. Why, for example, why are trees often mistaken for dogs? Why are trees often mistaken for dogs? By recognizing the homonymy in the answer, look at the answer, because of their bark, right? And if you are asked the following question as another example, why is 6 afraid of 7? You can understand why the answer is funny, right? Because 789 by identifying the homophones, right? Right. Now let's go to the next page. We talk about metonymy. The relatedness of meaning found in polysemy is essentially based on similarity. The head of a company is similar to the head of a person on top of and controlling the body. There is another type of relationship between words based simply on a close connection in everyday experience. That also connection can, right, that close connection can be based on a container-contents relation. Like this, bottle and water, can and juice. Metonymy. A whole part relation, like car and wheels. What else? House and roof. Or a representative symbol relationship, like king and crown, the president and the White House. Using one of these words to refer to the other is an example of metonymy. استعمال كلمة للإشارة للآخر. Right? Metonymy, the relationship between them is a metonymy. right? As we say معاني بالإشارات right? أو المعنى المعنى بالإشارات. when we say التاج معناها طول الملك. لما نقوله the White House معناها الرئيس and so on. It is our familiarity with metonymy that makes it possible for us to understand. For example, he drank the whole bottle. Although it sounds absurd literally, i.e., in other words, he drank the liquid, not the glass object, right? When we say he drank the whole bottle, we mean he drank the water inside the bottle, right? We also accept the White House has announced, or we say Downing Street protested, without being puzzled that buildings appear to be talking. Yes, we use metonymy when we talk about filling up the car, right? Or answering the door. When we say answer the door, we don't mean to answer the object, which is the door. We say answer the person who is knocking at the door. Boiling a kettle, we mean what? We mean boil the water inside the kettle, right? Giving someone a hand or needing some wheels, right? Right. Many examples of metonymy are highly conventionalized, right, and easy to interpret. However, other examples depend on an ability to infer what the speaker has in mind. The metonymy in get your butt over here is easier to understand if you are used to male talk in the United States. The strings are too quiet if you are familiar with orchestral music, and I prefer cable if you have a choice in how you receive television programs in the USA. Making sense of such expressions often depends on context, background, knowledge, and inference. These are all topics we'll explore in the coming topics. Right. Here, collocation. One final aspect of our knowledge of words has nothing to do with any of the factors considered so far. We know which words and tend to occur with other words. If you ask 1,000 people what they think of when you say hammer, more than half will say nail. If you say table, they'll mostly say chair. And butter elicits bread, needle elicits thread, and salt elicits pepper. One way we seem to organize our knowledge of words is simply on the basis of collocation, or frequently occurring together. In recent years, the study of which words occur together and their frequently of co-occurrence has received a lot more attention in corpus linguistics. A corpus is a large collocation of texts, spoken or written, typically stored as database in a computer. Those doing corpus linguistics can then use the database to find out how often specific words or phrases occur and what types of collocations are most common. We stop here. Time is over. Thank you very much. Thank you. Goodbye. Good luck.